in there. And then it's all set. You have to jump in the water, just hold on to it, don't let it go up. But we're only going about 100 metres, so I don't see you needing to use it. Just in case.
Put it wide. Flag.
Now which way? Yeah, but
Just put it wide.
yeah, but hold it because we're going this way.
Yeah. So what am I doing?
You're going
Can I give this to Rebecca to do? Mum?
you can ask her. Yep. Tonight you're filming the wrong thing.
I know. Rebecca? Excuse me, Rebecca. So would you be able to do live streaming on Mum's phone? So it's already set up?
So
Just
it's-
yeah. So just so the other way.
Careful, Lola. We're gonna face it.
I'm just behind you, Lola.
Face it.
Just
What do
behind
you
you.
want to sing?
Just behind you, just in
Okay,
case you
sure.
can see me. Sorry.
past the end of the wharf now. Springs on.
I'm sure she does.
Just like to say thank you so much to everyone in that contribution. Very hard to do, as you saw. Even tougher now, but we put a bit of hard work into it. But we're not ready for the smoke yet. Because it's the men's responsibility to, exert yourself and get a gift like the fire. But doing this and learning over time, we've realised that it's not really our responsibility to put the leaves on to create that next character, which is the gumbush, which is your healing smoke. So, I might Annie here, I might show it. Annie Sharif. We come in, we can Hong, so the young men will take it over. To Arnie now. The young men will take it over to Arnie now. And she'll put out that Shulaman Bappa, that fire spirit, and will change. And you watch this little shift of energy now. Good photo opportunity. Now the boys will slap it down. Look at that dumbo kilagi. Na yuka dumbo. Na yuka dumbo. Na yuka dumbo kilagi. Thank you, Annie. Beautiful. Can we give Annie a clap? That. Want to stop? Got to create that gateway for the women. Now we're gonna, when the women walk through onto country, I'm gonna use some language. I'm gonna say marak muk muk marakan wombo maraj nacha tang nunga minwa minga najandaya. Is that alright? I just swore at you. Nah. I just said in the Nurika language, through the mind, may you think truth. Through the eyes, may you see truth. Through the ears, while on country, hear truth. While on country, may you always speak truth. And on country, always feel truth. Through the mother Nacha Tang Nunga, which we all belong to. So we'll do that. And when we say Nacha Tang Nunga, we all clap. And you might help clap as well when I say Nacha Tang Nunga, because that claps away any bad sort of vibes, which Arnie doesn't have. I'm not saying that, but it's making sure that cleansing is there. So thank you everyone, and please just enjoy this little movement. Now, we as an individual spirit will go along and give them a little individual blessing. What a beautiful little movement that was, eh? So now where's them clipsticks? Just go along now and just give them a little blessing, but feel free to again contribute to that. Let's try and cue in a bit this time. But it's all good ceremony. That's how ceremony works. You feel something, you go for it. Nua, Nua Minga, through the mother. Thank you, everyone. Oh, look at that, perfect timing. Might just have a moment, eh? Watch me cool them on floor, please. Everyone spirit knows that it's time to be a bit loose and change that energy now. It's not smoke anymore because that flame's there, but still that element of healing, okay? Now, we're not finished with that because we've got to give back. Everything's from that beautiful bibble, that eucalypt tree out the front. So we've done ceremony, we've used country, we've taken. So now it's time for us. We do it when everyone else can't see us, but we'll give back that land, okay? Because when we give back, the land regrows. So we didn't really take anything, okay? Thank you for allowing us, Arnie, and that was just an honour to be involved of, and I hope we see you tomorrow.
Squishy, hard man to work with. Bajuri Gamrua, Munjigal Babana, Gamarada, Gamora, Gadigal. It's an honour and privilege as the CEO of Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council to welcome you here today in the language of the Gadigal. Quite ironically, the words come from the very Gamora, being the waterway here, and Paddy Garang being the informant on the other side of Gamora, with Lieutenant Dawes in 1790, provided that language that we now seek to renew. But as the local land council, it's a great honour and privilege to stand here today, to stand in support of our Aboriginal and South Sea Islander community, and in acknowledging the past history of this country and the irony that in 2019, our NAIDOC theme was Truth, Treaty and Voice. We would also acknowledge now that the 25th anniversary of the great Paul Keating speech to acknowledge the role that Australia played in slavery. Also acknowledging the impacts that it's had on the South Sea Islander communities, but also the proud links between Aboriginal, First Nations Australians and the South Sea Islander communities. From Eden to Bundaberg, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, South Sea Islander peoples now have intermarried and have interconnected for time immemorial. But today I stand here as a representative of the Aboriginal Council to say we support the South Sea Islander community in seeking the Australian government to fess up, face up, simply tell the truth. Acknowledge we had slavery. Acknowledge the hurt, the pain, the intergenerational trauma that's been caused by colonial government of Australia under the premises of Great Britain. What a terribly hard journey it's been. I acknowledge you, Arnie Imelda, in the years of campaigning in this area in Gadigal country, but I also acknowledge the past. As the keepers of truth, it's important to point out to many of the non-coloured people here that we've been doing this a long time around here. In 1925, we formed the first coloured association known on earth in Gadigal country. You call it Surrey Hills, the suburb. But in 1925, Aboriginal people, South Sea Islander people, Torres Strait Islander people and every other coloured person of the colony gathered and formed the first coloured association on earth. It was through that movement that we were able to receive in 1938 the first declaration of a 10-point plan for Aboriginal human rights. This is all well in advance of the 1948 United Nations gathering of so-called powers of the world. Our people have been fighting for rights from day one. But I'd like to acknowledge the ongoing impact and standing aside the South Sea Islander Community Day in unity that in the year of truth-telling, the year before they celebrate the 250th, well, I'd say lost fella by the name of Lieutenant Cook, who tragically in one way landed here, but the irony that he came through the South Seas, that it was the Tahitians who sent him to New Zealand, and from there he come to here. And it's so ironic and it's so doable that now Australia can fess up to its past as a colonial body and start owning that truth and pay the respects to the South Sea Islander community, along with all of the people that have been victims of colonisation. But today, well done to you, Arnie Imelda, Auntie Shireen, Auntie Graceland. Too deadly. Auntie Shireen's a living example of our community's linkages to South Sea Islander community. She is our elder in residence, but we got many, many more. I have to acknowledge in my own family, my brother married into the Torres, as all this mob knows, but you mob don't know. But us Kempsey mob been marrying into South Sea Islanders since Uncle Sam Tidy arrived in Kempsey. Since Uncle Ernest Jackie arrived in Kempsey, running away from the Australian government trying to return them to the South Sea Islands. And I'd say that's the same experience for all Australians on the East Coast at least. So today we stand with you, Arnie. Love you, Bajuri Gamrua. May you have a good day on Gadigal country today.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you very much for that. Everybody, we're now going to move through the museum foyer out to the flagpole out the front for the rest of our speeches. But again, thank you to Nathan for an amazing speech this morning and welcoming us onto Gadigal. So yeah, if you could all please start making your way through the museum foyer, everyone except the smoke.
Oh, no. Yeah, pause now.
Everything.
Thank you.